Yeah.
So what do they think that they're gonna have to buy if they've got that much operating supplies?
Honestly, I don't know, and for these kinds of jumps, I think that, you know, there hasn't been any conversation. So I'm not sure what the goals are that bring us to these numbers, but there's some big jumps here. First of all, in, looking at the extension services, salaries and wages, based on full-time as Debbie is retiring, I'm not sure, you know, what that's one of those things that we should sit down and talk with Allison about her desire to increase somebody. First off, there should be a balance in, we wouldn't be hiring a new employee, what we're hiring, or what we're paying someone who's been here 10 years. And what is the plan for the new person? Is there a need for full-time versus what Debbie's been doing at part-time? So I think for that much of a jump, we need to have a conversation.
Well, what bothers me about this over here is 12,000.
That is the heating bills that we cover for extension.
It says operating supplies.
Yeah, and certainly that's a 100, you know, for this next year. But even with a reduction of $12,000, we still have a $20,000 increase in the budget.
Yeah.
So some things we need to be thinking about.
22,000 to be exact.
Yeah. Unless there's a revenue source to help with this. We bought the new color printer. No, it wasn't color, it was just black and white for the new building. It'll do color, so I don't know if that's what this is being referred to, if that's what repair and maintenance is referring to. If it is, we paid for that already. And that was through that super duper sale. And then the agent cost with MSU per month, that's a jump of $6,000 too. And I don't know why that would be so high.
Never either.
So that might be an area where we need to, you know,
Well, we need to know.
yeah. The 2,500 for the intercap loan, she did budget that in, and that would be her department's payback for the building. And that's not included in the 78,000.
No.
Public safety, just again to make sure we're all on the same page. The preliminary budget 15-16 account totals, the grand total of $1,249,175 needs to be reduced. And that's because of that decimal point error. So you need to subtract 185,303 and come up with $1,063,872.
Say it again.
The total is $1,063,872. The salaries and wages does include the money for a detective. However, I'm not seeing that in the math. When you look at 403 in wages last year, actual, 422 budgeted, and with a new detention center officer or detective, it's 419. We have to double check on that a little bit.
Doesn't sound right to me.
But I do think, per Brenda, we can reduce that overtime of $33,940 by 20%, which is a reduction of $6788.
And I just made a note 68.
Perfect. I'll go to 6,800 too then, just to keep it easy.
And you know, to be honest, I think they probably do need it just to get.
I do
more for them
too.
and more for Cory than them.
Yeah.
Something.
She doesn't have the cash reserves. Even though her expenditures and revenue looks pretty good, she's starting at zero with cash reserves. So I think the money's gonna have to come out of the detention center, which is looking excellent. That's why it's there, one of the reasons, but we don't have any more mills to give her. And unless she goes out for grants or other revenue sources, that's probably about the best we can do, unless you guys have some money in the hat.
I don't, and we've known for a long time that that's where we'd have to take it from.
You know, actually where she'd have to take it from, because it's her budget.
Right.
And what's happening with the CBA?
We had to cancel our last meeting because of a illness in the family of the union rep. And Cory sent out an email at lunch today requesting to get that restarted. When that will be, I don't know. I'll let you guys know as soon as I do.
$20,000 increase in salaries of the dispatch. More than that, I think. 30 plus.
There was a proposal, CBA, there was a proposal to actually give everybody at least a 10-cent raise aside from COLA. If you worked in the afternoon, you'd get, I think, another 20 cents, and if you worked in the evening, 30 cents. So we were talking anywhere from 10 cents to 50 cent per hour raises for everyone in control and dispatch. That may be reflected there. It has not been agreed to. I do not think it will be agreed to. Brenda made that suggestion. I just don't know where she's gonna find that kind of money. And I think the deputies would have a real hard time with part of that department getting 50 cents an hour more and then COLA, where they're just gonna get their COLA.
I don't blame them.
I don't either, because there wasn't really a justification for it. She didn't really hang her hat on the plan, so that's good. I don't see that it'll be any kind of an issue. You'll see with the detention center, what was budgeted for was 932,000. Actual was 760,000. Tremendous difference there.
Tells a story, doesn't it?
It does, yep. Group health and permissive will both be done by formulas. Debbie does think that there might have to be either some additional money put into that by the commission, by PILT, or by employees themselves. She'll be working with the health insurance board to bring a proposal forward when she has that done. So,
How's her mom doing?
better. Most of these others are grants. Some have been dropped, some are still going. 911 emergency, I believe that is funded by a source other than the Commissioner Mills. There's a request for expenses.
There is, because it comes off your phone bill.
Perfect, good. Expenses last year were under 100,000, requested expenses are over 400,000. I just don't know how we'd come up with that if it isn't from another source.
That's my understanding, right on the phone bill, it says
Yeah,
X number.
and I know there was a trust fund set up somewhere. On page 85 is the Crime Victims Assistance Grant, that's Brooks. We are seeing lower expenses this year by about 31,000. That grant is one that there's a finite amount of money and more counties putting in for it. I don't think we'll ever lose it, but we may not get much of an increase, so any increases in salary will be on the county, not the grant. We haven't done anything with Tilt yet,
No.
so the only other fund we really need to discuss is solid waste, which is one of our strongest funds. His expenses do show 482 spent last year, going up to 601. That would be a combination of things, one is machinery and equipment.
Come on in, Jill.
He has, hi Julie, he had 54,000 last year and he's budgeting 100 this year because of those breakdowns. And then, of course, the increase in salaries. But that's a fee, so it's not based on mills.
No, it's an airbrush one.
Yeah, so that's all I
Come on up
have,
here.
budget expenses.
I'm sorry.
Are you recording this?
Yeah, do you want us to turn it off?
Yeah, if you would.
Sure. To protect the,
Right.
rights of the individual far
There you go.
outweigh the rights of the public to
There you
know.
go.
Do we need the door closed?